Welcome to our channel if you're new here, and if you're a regular, you'll recognize my next guest today. Dan Barnholden, CEO of Luca Mining. This is actually our fourth conversation since Dan and I met last December. So Dan, I'm very excited to catch up with you.
Thanks for having me back. Pleasure to be here.
So for quick context for our audience, Luca is continuing to make strides with its 2 fully permitted and operating mines in Mexico that are generating solid cash flow from their gold, silver, and base metals operations. So Dan, I thought we could start off with your production outlook. What is expected for production and cash flow at Luca Mining for the remainder of this year?
So a couple of weeks ago, we put out a press release that announced our guidance for 2025. We expect that our production is actually going to grow by almost 50% year on year from 2024 to 2025. That's a result of improvements made at Campo Morado on the operations front and on the processing front, as well as declaring commercial production at Tawa Hueto at the end of Q1. So big growth in production. Our guidance is between 80 and 100,000 ounces gold equivalent production, payable 65 to 80,000 ounces gold equivalent. And that should result, conservatively speaking, at $30 to $40 million in true free cash flow. Obviously, with the gold price moving up as aggressively as it has the last couple of weeks, I think that's becoming an increasingly conservative number for cash flow for Luca Mining for 2025.
Well, in your latest presentation, it breaks down your metals by revenue at 50 precious and base metals. As we mentioned, gold's got a high performance this year. Would it be safe to say that you're shifting more towards precious metals?
Yeah, Rachel, you're absolutely right. Gold is actually the top performing asset class of anything in 2025. And so that big move, that multi-$100 move in the gold price has skewed our revenues a little bit more, probably closer to 60-40 precious metals to base metals. Certainly, that's not something that we're upset about by any means. It's just a little bit of a difference in the metals mix. So it's a very good news story, obviously, with the amount of gold that we produce and our growing production profile. It's going to lead to big numbers on the cash flow front.
Now, I understand that this Friday, your warrants do expire. So can you give us a preview of what this means for Luca's financial position?
Yeah, so it's been something that I've been focused on for quite a while. Again, I joined the company 9 months ago. It was one of my primary focuses. We had a fairly large warrant position, the vast majority due April 25th of this year. That, of course, is Friday. I expect, obviously, these warrants are exercisable at 50 cents, so I expect all of them to end up being exercised. And then I expect to update the market on our new cap structure. The vast majority of those warrants will be out of the way, so that overhang, investors often think about warrants as being an overhang because obviously investors sell stock to generate cash to exercise warrants. So that overhang will be out of the way, and obviously as those warrants get exercised, we're seeing big cash flow or not cash flow, but cash coming into our bank account as a consequence of those warrants. So we will update the market on our cap structure, on the cash position, and on the debt position in due course upon the completion of that warrant exercise.
So lastly, as we conclude the interview, it's important, I guess, to talk about your exploration potential at both Tawa Hueto and Campo Morado. As I understand, it's considered blue sky for the company. Can you give us some highlights on what's going on there?
Yeah, Rachel, it's actually both blue sky as well as some confirmation. There has been historically, particularly at Campo Morado, there's been a whole lot of work done. Not recently, though. And one of the things that we're actually most excited about is the precious metals potential and reintroducing the precious metals potential of Campo Morado to the market. We are aware of some higher grade gold zones. As we mobilize surface drilling at Campo Morado, one of the particular focuses that we're going to have is to focus on gold. There are zones that are on a relatively higher grade basis within the known mineralization at Campo Morado. So we're going to continue to focus on precious metals, gold in particular, as well as start to look, and it's particular one of the deposits at Campo Morado is called Reforma. It is higher grade gold, and so we're going to be focusing our surface drilling in those zones. And so that's something that's quite exciting. And then, of course, ongoing underground drilling and surface drilling at Tawaweto. So lots of potential that I'm really looking forward to introducing to the market. And again, that gold strategy, I think, could be a bit of a game changer for us at Campo Morado.
Well, listen, always a pleasure, Dan, and we'll look to have more updates from you very soon.
Nice to see you, Rachel. Take care.
Dan Barnholden, CEO of Luca Mining. You can find all the ticker symbols below. But of course, you can go to CEO.CA, search Luca, and see what other investors are saying. Thanks for watching.